can we, as a society, ethically justify the manipulation of human genes to create a superior race? Let's dive into the provocative inception of eugenics. Picture a time when the concept of survival of the fittest was taking root. It was then that eugenics, the brainchild of key figures like Francis Galton, emerged. Propelled by an era that was all too willing to explore the bounds of humanity, eugenics was initially seen as a tool for improvement. However, eugenics was born out of a desire to improve, but it quickly took a dark turn. Eugenics, with its promises of progress, was soon to be co-opted by sinister ideologies. As we delve deeper into the past, we see the horrific misuse of eugenics as a tool of oppression. Theories of racial superiority were justified using distorted scientific claims, leading to some of the most chilling acts of human rights violations. One of the most haunting uses of eugenics was in the forced sterilizations carried out in the early 20th century. Unfortunate individuals deemed unfit to reproduce were subject to this invasive and degrading procedure, often without their knowledge or consent. But the darkest chapter of eugenics is undoubtedly the Holocaust. The Nazi regime, obsessed with racial purity, employed eugenics to justify the extermination of millions. It's a stark reminder of how scientific theories can be manipulated and twisted to fit political and racial agendas, with devastating consequences. The misuse of eugenics led to some of humanity's darkest hours. As we moved away from the dark era, how has our understanding of eugenics evolved? Quite significantly, it turns out. Post-World War II, there's been a seismic shift in our perspective regarding eugenics. The atrocities committed in the name of racial purity cast a long dark shadow over the concept, rightfully so. Simultaneously, the advancements in genetics have revolutionized our understanding of human variation and potential. We've decoded the human genome, identified genetic markers for various diseases, and even toyed with the idea of designer babies. But with each scientific leap, we're faced with new ethical dilemmas. The power to manipulate genes brings with it the ability to weed out undesirable traits, but also the temptation to create a perfect human. And therein lies the paradox of modern eugenics. We have the knowledge and the technology to manipulate genes, but the question that persists, echoing from the dark era into our modern time is, while we have the knowledge to manipulate genes, the question remains, should we? As we stand on the precipice of a genetic revolution, what part, if any, will eugenics play in our future? We live in an era of rapid scientific advancement. With technologies like CRISPR, gene editing is no longer a concept of science fiction, but a tangible reality. It offers immense potential, from eradicating genetic diseases to enhancing human capabilities. But with this potential comes a renewed interest in eugenics, and it's not without its ethical quandaries. The future of eugenics could be an exciting frontier, where we could potentially eliminate diseases before they manifest, or even enhance human abilities. Imagine a world where Alzheimer's is a thing of the past, or where every child has the potential to be a mathematical genius. However, we must also consider the potential consequences. Could we inadvertently create a society where certain traits are deemed desirable, and others are not? Would this lead to a new form of discrimination, genetic discrimination? And who gets to decide which traits are desirable and which are not? These are complex ethical questions that we must grapple with. The potential of eugenics is immense, but so too is the potential for misuse. It's a delicate balance between the promises of technology and the ethical responsibilities we hold as a society. The future of eugenics hangs in the balance between technological advancement and ethical responsibility. Eugenics has traveled a rocky road, from a misunderstood science to a tool of oppression, to a field of study laden with ethical questions. We've traced its provocative inception, delved into its dark era, and explored its modern perspective. We've glimpsed into the future where ethical quandaries loom. As we grapple with these questions, we're reminded of the past's shadows. As we venture into the future of genetics, we must remember the past and consider, not just can we, but should we manipulate the course of human evolution?